ARK is honestly the worst optimized game I've ever played in my entire life, and I have never seen a game crash this much before, but you only need to tweak a few things and your game will never crash again, and I'm going to show you all the tricks I know. Hello Dodo crew and welcome back to another video on ARK Survival Ascended. Grab a bottle of water and let's get straight into it. Before we jump into the game, there are just a few basic things you have to do first to stop overheating, crashes and bad performance. First things first, update your drivers. Seriously, outdated drivers cause at least 50% of the crashes people complain about. Next, just restart your system. Yeah, it sounds so dumb, but you'd be surprised how many people skip this step and have their system run for days or even weeks. Sometimes that's literally all it needs. Then, close everything you don't need. Disable all those overlays and background apps. They love to eat your performance and crash your game. Turn off the Steam, Discord or GeForce overlay and the Xbox game bar. Also close Chrome, Spotify, MSI Afterburner and all that stuff. Applications like this kill the performance of your system. And finally, clean your system. Yeah, you heard me. Dust kills performance faster than bad optimization ever could. And if your PC, PS5 or Xbox looks like this, no commands in the world can ever improve the stability of your game. Alright, now that your system stopped overheating and runs much smoother, then it's time to join TBS, one of the biggest no-wipe servers, on which I'm actually playing and I'm making a video on. On top of that, on their PvP and PvE servers, they have all maps available cross-platform, custom caves that are truly outstanding, auto-lootable raid bases and even full 48-hour offline raid protection during the week. Not only that, but on weekends, it switches to a 3x orb, which offers the possibility for offline raids, more action and so much more. A maximum of 4 players per tribe is allowed and there are cash prizes for the best tribes. Your starter kits and a bunch of other things are designed to help new players get started on these servers. And if you don't feel like defending your base at 3 AM in the morning, there are a bunch of other things that make it possible for players with jobs or normal lives to play. On top of that, if PvP isn't your thing, why not join one of their PvE servers? Stop wasting time on empty servers, come and play with a real community on TBS. Links are in the description. I'll see you on the cluster. The best way to fix your game after it has crashed is to go into your Steam files and check the integrity of the downloaded files. What this does is compare the game files you have on your PC with the game files that are downloaded and then replace broken files. To do this, open your Steam library, right-click ARK Survival Ascended and go to Properties. Click on Installed Files and then press Verify Integrity of Game Files. This fixes missing or corrupted files, textures and shaders that often cause freezing. This can take a short time, but especially if you have messed up your game with mods or settings, it should fix your crashes very quickly and ensure that everything runs super smooth. If you're playing ARK in single player mode and do not want your game files to be downloaded again, you can fix your game this way. Navigate to the following folder on your PC, make a backup of the files and then delete them. Then restart ARK and the game will automatically generate new, clean configuration files. On a side note, as of I'm editing this, I'm at about 7k subs. If you could sub to help me reaching my goal of 10k subs by the end of the year, I would greatly appreciate it. The majority of your crashes will be due to graphics issues, because ARK Ascended is super poorly optimized and puts a lot of strain on your graphics card. To fix most crashes, you need to go into your game settings and adjust a few of your options to make the game run more stable. The first thing I recommend to do is going directly into settings and video. Now that you're in the video settings, there are a few basic things you can do. Set your windowed mode to full screen, not windowed borderless. Borderless mode requires significantly more power and puts more strain on your graphics card. Set a limit in the range of 30 to 60 FPS, especially on weaker systems, you won't achieve more anyway. capping FPS makes a big difference because your system won't try to go above 60 FPS, meaning it will be able to keep a more stable FPS rate. Even if you can play on higher settings, you should turn off these 3 settings. As soon as these are activated, your graphics card becomes super busy rendering effects that have practically no use in the game. The game will not crash immediately, but the number of crashes will increase significantly if you don't turn off these settings. Okay, you can't play epic if you don't have a high-end graphics card like some 40 series or better. If you don't have a high-end card, stay on medium presets and adjust the settings. To minimize crashes, you should reduce the following settings to as low as possible: shadows, post-processing and textures. If possible, also set the super resolution to the performance side. Quality settings can otherwise cause your game to crash more often. Next, we go to the RTX tab and disable DLSS and FSR. This will decrease your FPS, but can make your game less blurry and make it run more stable. Other settings that you can adjust to reduce the clutter on your screen can be made in the UI tab. What you now want to get rid of is things like the floating names, because if you have 200 tames sitting around and their names are rendered all the time, they need performance and will cause a disgusting amount of lag. In this tab, you can pretty much switch off everything that you just don't need, and every single setting will make your game a bit more stable. Commands. Commands are a double-edged sword. On the one hand, they can massively increase the stability of the game, and on the other hand, they can lead to an insane amount of crashes. That's why you have to be careful when using commands. Here are some commands that are sure to help and won't crash your game. If you set all of these to 0, you can basically turn off all the settings and the performance and stability of your game will increase. If you want to test more commands to improve your game, just have a look at this video. Mods. We all love mods, but the problem is, with the huge amount of mods, there are also some that crash your game from time to time. A typical example for me is the admin panel that I use on our server to make videos. After almost every major update, you can be sure this mod will be crashing your server and client. Even if you have installed a lot of mods, you're probably not actively using all of them. Therefore, remove mods that you don't need or don't want to use to increase stability. If your game keeps crashing, you can find out which mod is causing the problem as follow. First, open the Steam Workshop and unsubscribe from all mods that you have installed so that you can start with a clean base and can test each mod one by one. Then start ARK in the single player and check whether the game runs stable without mods. If so, the problem is probably due to one of your mods. Next, add the mods back one by one and test the game after each added mod to see if it's still stable. Finally, if the game crashes after a particular mod, you have found the culprit. Remove or update this mod to prevent further crashes and you're good to go. When you're playing on a server or a cluster, it's often a little trickier to find problems than simply spotting a faulty mod. Here are a few tricks that can help you protect your cluster from rollbacks. First, check your farming rates. Pronto farming in particular can put a heavy load on the server and leads to crashes if too many resources are gathered at the same time. Good rates are usually a maximum of 10x. Anything above this may require adjustments to certain creatures. We've actually already talked about mods. They can cause even bigger problems on servers than in single player. Remove all mods that are not needed to increase stability of your cluster. If mods and farm rates are not the problem, check the server for cheaters and hackers. Some players might crash the server unintentionally or through exploits. Most of the time this is not intentional, but it can still lead to problems. Carry out regular creature wipes, especially the removal of creatures from under the map. Creatures overload certain areas as soon as they are rendered. Regular deletion helps to keep server performance more stable. And last, old or orphaned bases of tribes that have left the server should be deleted. Many abandoned structures can put a heavy load on your server. This is one of the reasons why official servers are so laggy. I hope you liked this video and I'm thrilled to read if this video has helped you. Hit the like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm and consider subbing to the channel. Alright, Frodo.